Hey, good morning, guys. This is Breaking Through Addiction. My name's Dr. Rob, the Addiction Doctor, along with my beautiful Jennifer Lovely co-host. Every Wednesday we'll be here, guys. Today's a treat. We're on Facebook Live before it goes up to all the platforms, just because we wanted to change it up a little bit today. So welcome on Facebook. I know you're listening and watching us. I can see in the corner there. Good morning, Jen. How are we doing?
Good morning. I'm doing excellent. I had my MCT oil this morning, and I feel alive and well.
Nice. I just had some cocaine. Same thing. Well, we can't just move on without saying that. I have not taken, here's the disclaimer. I haven't taken cocaine today. It was amphetamines. No, it wasn't that either. It was coffee. Good old coffee is what we're drinking this morning, guys. How's your week, Jen?
My week is busy. My week is good. We have lots of stuff going on, you and I, and I love it. So
yes, absolutely amazing. Guys, listen, recoverycoaching.com is where you want to be. You know the stuff we do. You know how successful we are, right? Stop fighting it. Make an investment. Get on the phone or website and get this stuff going. Simple as that. Before we go and bring Johnny Crowder's on the show.
Yeah.
Excited about him coming on the show. I want to talk to him about his sneaker collection in the background. He's got more sneakers than I have. I've only got 49 pairs, I think, but he looks like he's got more than me. Before we go there, guys, though, living recovery interventions. Recovery begins today. Recovery begins together. Let's give the gift of recovery, guys. Travis, who's a great friend of ours, he knows what he's talking about. From Xanax seizure to a car crash at 120 miles an hour. If your loved one is in trouble, call Travis, 801-573-4188 or livingrecoveryinterventions.com. And remember, guys, recovery begins today. Recovery begins together. Call Travis, 801-573-4188. Guys, if you want to be a sponsor of the show, let me tell you something. We don't just take everybody on. So you have to be something special before we take you on, just like this show. You can't just pay to get on here. You know, just like you can't pay to come and work with us. There's an assessment to pass, and there's an interview to pass before you put in this show, because we don't take idiots.
Idiots. And that assessment is with me, by the way. Hey, recovering. So how about we say we are recovered?
Recovered alcoholics and addicts, definitely. I like that.
Mental health and all of the things that we need to be recovered from.
Yes, I do like that. It's going to be another second show this morning, guys. If you obviously you're listening to on Facebook, watching us. This is our second show of three. Our second show of three this morning. Bang, 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 all the way up to 12 or 1 o'clock. I can't remember, but one after the other, just banging this stuff out. Yeah, it's up to 1 o'clock, banging this stuff out. And if you guys live in Texas, CW33, I'll be on live at around 1:30, going across Texas completely. Going to be talking about what me and Jen are doing and our radio show and everything like that, and give you some good commentary on how you can be recovered from a hopeless state of mind and body. But in the interim period, Johnny Crowder's on the show. Stick around for a bit, guys. Welcome back, guys. This is Breaking Through Addiction. My name's Dr. Rob Kelly, the Addiction Doctor, along with my co-host, Jennifer Lovely. You know, you got to tune in every time we open the mics. It makes sense. Johnny Crowder's in the house. Johnny, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for using that video of me surfing. I looked really good.
Anytime, of course.
I didn't know anyone was filming.
Well, it was me on the surfboard next to you, just one hand, filming away as we go down, as we go across the. Oh God!
So before we get started, I must ask about the baby sneakers in the back. Are those baby sneakers or are those?
No, they're just very far away.
Oh, okay.
How do I?
Yeah.
There it is. Look how small they are. No, I'm a size 11.5 across the board, so those things are actually huge.
Okay.
So what are they? I mean, are they just a collection you have? Do you wear them? Do you show them? Do you mean?
I wear all of them. So basically, actually, this is a fitting topic for the show. We don't have to dig into it too far, but I struggle with a lot of body dysmorphia and eating disorders, and actually sneakers have helped me focus my attention on something that I can control versus something that I can't. So looking down and seeing dirty sneakers and cleaning them,
yep,
and then stepping out of my house with clean sneakers, I'm focused on that aspect of my appearance. So it's actually helped me a lot. But aside from that, I also love sneakers. So
yeah, well, I'm a good friend of mine. We've done a lot of shows together. Brian Cuban, obviously brother of Mark Cuban. He body dysmorphia teachings is phenomenal, guys. You know, everyone knows Brian Cuban is an amazing guy. So yeah, I know exactly what it's about. He was talking to me about body dysmorphia, and I couldn't believe some of the stuff that I had as well. Like, I can't tuck my t-shirt into my trousers because I think then I've put on too much weight and my trousers won't fasten. What? It's like a minuscule of a depth, and yet, and he was telling me how he couldn't do it. He always wear his shirt on the outside, and it really hit on with it. Anyway, we like his sneakers.
I appreciate it.
And I love this conversation because I think it's going to take us, deep into the recesses of our brain around mental health and how do we really support ourselves. So I must have been in 7th grade when my dad sat me down at the dinner table with the whole family and talked to me about my weight. Now, I was a soccer player my entire life. I was never heavy. I traveled the world playing soccer all over the world.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I know.
No way.
Yeah. Study up, Dr. Kelly.
Can't believe it.
But then it got worse because every day he would talk about what I didn't eat and how, like, oh, she only ate 1 chimichanga today at school, or oh, she had just a salad, or right. And it literally to this day, I mean, it doesn't matter. I can still look in the mirror and be like, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. There's something wrong here. And it just fucks us up. And I don't know, maybe it was on purpose. I can't, make what he was doing, but it has, it changed the trajectory of my life and how I saw myself. So welcome to our show. Let's go right into that.
Yeah,
really, actually, when I was, I'm currently in a band, and we had a manager for a period of time where he said straight up to me in confidence, hey, if you really want to get good tours, if you really want to be on magazine covers instead of being in the middle of the magazine, you got to get a 6-pack. You got to just start working out more. And he was like, when you're on tour, skip some meals, and we were working out like an hour and a half every day and performing every day. And he's like, hit the gym for 2 hours instead of 1. Like, really, you got to actually work for it. And I was like, we haven't talked about music in 9 months, but you check in to see if I'm working out and what I'm eating.
Ooh, yeah, that's a red light there. So tell me about the band. You go touring? Have you recorded?
Yeah, so we, if anyone has Spotify or Apple Music or YouTube or wherever, the band is called Prison, like a jail, and we purposely use our platform to talk about mental health and addiction and consent and all of these topics like suicide awareness, things that people don't often associate with heavy music. They think, heavy music is about this brutal and negative stuff, and we leverage that platform because it's a room full of people who feel just like me, who need a little bit of hope. So even if it sounds heavy and scary, we're there for a good reason.
So I was up in the wee earlies of the morning thinking about Johnny Crowder and thinking about Prison and thinking about how could I be in a mosh pit and really get into heavy metal, right? Because that's never been my genre of music. But what I love is that you are sharing the awareness and talking about this. So can we talk about your journey to this place? How did it start?
Yeah. So just a brief little overview. So I grew up in a home where drugs and alcohol and screaming and breaking stuff and hitting people was kind of the norm. Mm-hmm. And I saw that behavior, and then I went to school and figured I should probably be displaying the behavior that I've learned. So it was really difficult for me growing up to not only get out of the idea that it's okay to lose your temper and have these sort of behavioral missteps, but also help repair the relationship with myself, because my parents were abusive. So you got to think the things that they said, the things that they did taught me what I deserve, what my value is. So in high school, I was formally diagnosed with schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, OCD, PTSD, generalized anxiety disorder, like this huge long list of things. And initially I was like, screw you. You don't know me. You've never met me. This doctor. I'm like, where'd you get your doctorate from? And I just had a huge chip on my shoulder. And so I actually set out to take psychology courses to prove him wrong. And I was like, I'll learn what the real diagnoses are and I'll show you that I don't have any of them. And then over time, I learned that he was right. And I was dealing with all those things. So that's what started my journey into advocacy, was trying to prove him wrong and then realizing he was right.
Oh my God.
I have a question. It just dawned on me. You're not the band that has mental illness and still alive songs, do you?
Yes.
Holy moly. Shut up. Is that you guys?
Yeah. Have you heard of us before, for real?
Yeah, we have. Of course. Yeah. Yeah. And you're the lead singer.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God. I was listening to some of your stuff.
No way.
Oh my God. I can't believe it's the same. Oh my God. Yeah, of course. Mental illness. I love that song. Who wrote that song?
I did.
Shut up.
I feel like you're pranking me. That's so cool.
Let me tell you about, I don't know. Do you know my music background?
No.
Okay. I used to be a bass player at Abbey Road. I played with Queen, Elton John, David Bowie. I've got music out. I did all that stuff. So I don't mess around with jokes around bands. No, man. That song is awesome. That song should be a hit, man. And some of the other songs that I've done as well, they're freaking awesome. I love Still Alive as well. I like Still Alive.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was listening to. Can't remember what the third one is. I have it on my phone.
That's amazing. That's so cool.
See, I can't believe it. When you were talking,
I have to send this to my mom because for so long she was like, "Oh, it's so." Now she's come around. She's come to some concerts, but for the first 3 years, she was like, "It's so dark and negative and mean." And I was like, "Mama, we are making a difference." You know.
You are. It's like Blue October. Some of the songs that they write, especially when what's called The End. My wife said, you got to listen to The End. And he's talking about shooting his wife and shooting his flipping lover. And it was just like amazing. But no, man, them lyrics are phenomenal. I'm not a great lover of heavy rock. But I kind of am. Like, I was Thin Lizzy and Black Sabbath. I've been to see a few times. But yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I'm so glad, man. Oh, God, I'm blown away.
That's so
cool.
The
tables have been turned. Man,
I know. I love that. Anybody that can show up with Dr. Rob and the music like that is
right.
Yeah, it is.
And impress me. Oh my God. You know, you're talking about the guy that was snorting cocaine with Elton John in the Savoy hotels in London. I mean, what does it get any better than that? I think it does with Johnny Crowder on the show. Holy crap.
Yesterday I was working on album art for a new song that we're working on, and it's actually, the song is called Addiction Kills.
Wow.
So we are like purposely trying to address stuff like this and bring it to light, even in scenes where, as you know, there's lots of drug and alcohol use, there's lots of dependency and violence, and we're trying to show kids like that's not the only path. There are other paths.
Yeah.
So there was a point where it used to be called Dark Sermon. Is that correct?
So that was actually a different band, but yes. So I was in Dark Sermon for about 8 years. And that's so we got signed when I was in college trying to finish my psych degree. So I had to finish my degree on tour. But then when we finished we fulfilled our record contract. Everyone else in my band was like, hey, we've been doing this since we're 16. We want to have girlfriends and get apartments and be human beings. So I was like, screw it. I want to still do music. So that's where Prison came in.
Oh, okay. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about then how long you've been touring and a little bit about how Cope Notes came into the world as well.
Yeah. So I played my first show when I was just turned 16. I was wearing an arm cast because I had broken my elbow. I was staring at the floor because I was too nervous to look out into the crowd. It was way too early for me to play a show, but I'm glad I did it. And we started actually properly touring right around when I was 18 or 19, like fresh out of high school, and which is much too early to be responsible for like driving a van and trailer and being to shows at Loden. So there was a learning curve there. And ultimately, I think Cope Notes came, it's a weird progression. So I started Dark Sermon. Really, I had no intention of really helping anybody, or, it was just for me. It was my little outlet. And over time, as I started writing a little bit more about mental health in our lyrics, but bogged down in metaphor, so nobody knew that I was talking about myself, I had my little safety curtain. But at shows, people would start asking me about our lyrics and about what I did for my own mental health. And over time, I started having more of these conversations, and especially in prison. And all I thought was, how on earth do I streamline the type of peer support that's happening right now, where it's just two people talking to each other about what we're going through? How do I make it so that when I leave Detroit, this person doesn't have to wait 9 months for me to come back? How do they have something that isn't dependent on my schedule, my human limitations? And that's kind of where Cope Notes was born from.
Wow, that's awesome. Listen, you don't believe I've got your songs, do you? I could tell by your face you're going,
it's blowing my mind.
Hang on a sec. Let me get my iTunes up. Bear with me, guys. This is important, guys. I'm gonna get my iTunes up. Depends if you can see it, but hang on a sec. Go down, and this is my 2022 thing. So I'll go into there, and then
no way.
It's on my thing, guys. Prison.
Unreal.
Great place. Only you can see it there at the bottom. It's Prison. Yeah, phenomenal song. Absolutely phenomenal.
Amazing.
I know. I just can't believe. I can't believe that at all. Because I was given Cope Notes to look at. It's like, when you said it, I go, oh God, he can't use that name. I know that band. I've heard that band. He can't use that name. Prison. And then it was you.
That's awesome.
Oh man, you're doing some great stuff at all. Absolutely great stuff. What's the most effect you think you've had on somebody's life, whether that be music or whether that be, mental health? I mean, something stands out that you think, oh wow, that was cool.
Yeah, I've had a lot of moments like that, but I think one that really sticks out to me is there was this person who sent me a Facebook message who said that they were basically they were on the ledge physically. They were literally on the top of a building about to end their own life, and they remembered a Cope Notes text that they had received. So they were standing on top of a building, and it was lined with these seashells. You know how they'll finish concrete with seashells sometimes? And he remembered a Cope Notes text that he had received months previous that had something about seashells in it. I can't even remember what the text was, but he said, I stepped down from that ledge when I remembered that text. I called my mom crying. She came to pick me up. I just got out of rehab. So that had happened for months prior. And when he got out of rehab, the day he got out, he messaged me. And I've had a lot of moments where I think, because touring is really hard and you wonder if it's worth it. You hardly get paid anything. It's super hard work, long nights, almost no praise besides the 20 or 30 minutes you're on stage.
Yeah.
And Cope Notes, starting a tech company, is literally the hardest thing I've ever done. So I have moments where I genuinely wonder, is the juice worth the squeeze? Am I actually helping people? And that is something that I call on. The only reason that person is still alive in this moment is because of something seemingly arbitrary, a text about seashells. And it really helps, it helps me refocus on my why.
So I'm going to pull on the thread a little bit, because there's a piece of thread in all of this. And it's like the thing that has you, there's a piece to spirituality here. And I guess I'm curious about what that is for you and how it fits in, because it's like your part of your why is this place to support other people in their life while you are, and it serves you by supporting yourself and your own mental health. But through that, there feels like there's a piece of spirituality. So how does that fit into your life, Johnny?
I love that this comes up in conversation because I'm rarely one to bring it up. So just so you guys know, I grew up in a home where it was Catholic, to put on a tie, and then you got to pretend like you're happy for an hour. So it totally, I had a very skewed perception of faith as a whole. So I grew up like dark sermon. We had like pentagrams on our merch and animal bones and candles. And I was like, ah. And then around probably 2015 or so, I realized that I was angry at the church. I wasn't angry at God. And I was like, wait, I don't even know if I've ever talked to God or tried to learn about God. All I've done is rail against institutions and organized religion. I've never really taken the time to do the research and plumb the depths of what I actually believe. Yeah. So when I started doing that, I, to my sheer surprise, even 6 years later, I'm still shocked that this happened. Jesus is my good buddy now. After years of despising him because I didn't know him. And now a big part of what I do, like I have sacrificed, my friends live so much more comfortably than me, and they are afforded all of these wonderful creature comforts that I'm jealous of. And I am a full-time volunteer basically, but I can do that now because I feel that I've been provided for through faith. So I feel like because God's got my back, I can get other people's backs and not worry that I'm going to go hungry or whatever. So my knuckles, I don't know if I can do this while holding the microphone. How am I going to do this? They literally say, save them. And when I say that faith changed the direction of my life, I used to think that I was a good enough person if I just tolerated other people. But I think faith showed me like, you have no excuse not to literally love and sacrifice and serve everybody around you.
Yeah, I love that. You know, Dr. Rob, just a sec. I'll never forget, I was in a coaching leadership team, and one of the leaders, she said, if you knew, if you saw yourself the way Jesus saw you, you would kiss your feet. And I've used that line, right? I've used that line because it's so powerful, because it's really true. It's really true. So what I hear is that you finally saw the way Jesus saw you.
I mean, not even. That's what you just said is the most difficult part. So when I look at someone who has done a long list of terrible things, like I have close friends who have literally murdered people. I have friends in gangs and friends who unfortunately are in a chapter of life that I think isn't necessarily healthy for them. But I look at them and I think, oh, there's so much room for redemption. I can't wait to love and support and be a good influence. And then I look at myself and think, I emailed somebody and said the wrong name. I knew their name was Shelly and I said Sherry, and I'm such an idiot. And it's interesting how I'm so quick to forgive huge things for other people. And then when I make a tiny little misstep, I get stuck on loop, and I need to be interrupted basically for that process to stop.
We're just speaking about this, weren't we, Jen, with the other guests, is like, you know, our internal dialogue. If you know, we won't treat anybody else like this. We won't speak to anybody else like this. But when I drop a pen, I'm a stupid idiot. You know, that's what I used to think. Or, oh God, what an idiot. Oh God.
Right.
No, that will remap your brain to self-sabotage every time they can get, because I have a self-sabotaging brain that wants to kill me and make it look like an accident. That's the bottom line. So I need to retrain my brain to go, hey, you've just dropped a pen. Why don't you make a joke about it and move on? It's funny. It's joke, you know. And I stick around them guys today. I don't stick around the guys that put me down, because there's plenty of those. People either love you or they hate you, you know. And I'm okay with that. And because of what I do and the fame that I have my haters out there. I don't surround myself by them. I surround myself by the people who go, you know, what you did last night, mate, was absolutely mind-blowing. You know, absolutely. I often tell this story. I was in the office once, and there was two girls talking in the break room. And I walked past to my office, two of my employees, and I heard one of them say, do you know what Dr. Rob did this afternoon? Because sometimes I let them sit in on my sessions. Do you know what Dr. Rob did this afternoon was absolutely mind-blowing? And the other girl said, I know, he's good. Did you tell him that? And he went, no. She went, no. And the other girl said, why not? And he said, well, he already knows. We don't know unless you tell us.
Wow.
You know? When we think we know, that's ego. When people tell us, we have to realize how much power we have. We're empowered. You're empowered as a person. You're empowered with Cope Notes. You're certainly empowered and talented with the band, Prison. All these things you've got going for you, but you need to know that what you do is making a huge difference, Johnny. I'm telling you now, it's making a huge difference. And we never know how many people we affect. I mean, look at me now. I've got all these songs on my iPod and you pop on them and I can't keep going about, but it's blown my mind. I'm literally thinking, he can't call his band that. He can't call his little band that because I have Prison on my song and it's not, you can't. And then I realized, oh my God, what?
Rob, you're so starstruck right now. It's so hilarious.
Phenomenal. I just love the song,
No, and I'm just really interested. So, how does one what would Coke Notes do for me? How am I speaking to you?
No, so that's the best part. You're not speaking to me because if you were, I would mess up so much. So basically, we wanted to create a system where we're using daily text messages to improve mental and emotional health.
Okay.
So picture it like this. You are stuck in traffic and you are fuming internally. You're thinking, oh, I'm going to be so late. And well, why did I even leave at this time? And look at this guy. Are you going to merge or not? You're in between two lanes. And a text comes in and you're sitting there stuck anyway, bumper to bumper. And the text brings you back. It breaks that negative thought cycle. It helps you focus on something else, provides that perspective. So these text messages are randomly timed and they're exercises, advice, encouragement, psychology facts. And all of these texts are written by peers with lived experience. And they are reviewed and approved by mental health professionals. And they are designed to interrupt a negative thought and provide a catalyst for positive thoughts so that over time, in that traffic scenario, we might brighten your day a little bit, which is cool, but that's not what we're in the business of doing. We are in the business of long-term thought pattern and behavior change. So in 9 months, when you're in traffic again and someone rear ends you, how do you respond? What do you turn to? How do you process that? We are investing in future you by helping you establish healthier thought patterns over time.
I love that. Hold on, Dr. Rob, just real quick, because I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say, how does Dr. Rob and I get that for our corporate as a corporation so that we can actually support our clients? I'm just saying, Dr. Rob, I'm just saying, this is kind of cool.
It is. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, we do. So we have 4 subscription tiers. So one is for individuals. So if just Jennifer wanted to sign up, we have gift subscriptions. So Jennifer, if you want to get one for Dr. Rob, we have family subscriptions. So let's say you guys are family members. Yeah. And then we also have group subscriptions, and that would be what you're talking about. So we work with Mental Health America, Crisis Center in Tampa Bay. We work with some call centers for workplace wellness. We're working with school districts and counties, like local government. So pretty much any size of group from 2 people to, 30 bajillion. We haven't had a request that big yet, but we're ready for one.
So you get the request. How many requests or how many texts you get a day? Just random.
So right now we have, we've historically offered 1 text a day because working with USF Health, we have determined that 1 text a day is a sweet spot. So if it's every other day, it's not consistent enough to actually have that habit forming element. But if we send 5 texts a day, habituation takes root and you start expecting these texts and you tune them out a little bit and they get annoying. So we've only done 1 text a day at a random time, and no 2 people ever get the same text at the same time, by the way. It's everyone has their own completely unique text sequence. But actually, I'm glad you asked, because right now we're doing a soft launch of 2 texts a day. So right now, if you go to our website, you'll see an option for 2 randomly timed texts a day. And it's a brand new thing. We haven't even announced it yet. So anyone listening right now is getting the inside scoop.
So, but you can't text back, correct? It's just a text that you send out. That's the first question.
Of course you can text back, only I want to clarify, we are not a counseling app. We're not a text therapy resource or anything like that. Picture your Cope Notes text thread as a physical journal. So when you write in a journal, you say everything you want to say. You don't water it down. You don't filter it or cushion it or sugarcoat it. You tell the truth, and then you press send. So in a journal, your journal doesn't interrupt you. It doesn't judge you. It doesn't reply. It doesn't share what you said with your employer. And Cope Notes is that. It's a place to journal confidentially. You say whatever you want with no repercussions.
Did you write the software for this?
I wish I was that smart. I do all of the creative. And then I actually have a CTO, Matt Cross, who's an absolute genius. Shout out, Matt. I know he's not listening right now because he's working, but he is an absolute whiz, and he's done all of the coding and software stuff. Because if you've been listening to the show so far, you know I'm from the mental health side of things. I am not from tech, so I can do architecture, but I sure as heck can't code.
I love it.
Yeah. So one of the things that Dr. Rob and myself, and we have another person, Aaron Huey, I'm sure you know who that is, but one of the things that we are big, I'm looking for a word, but we're advocates for is killing the secret. We want to kill the secret. So what secret are you killing?
Could you help provide more context so I can answer this correctly, please?
In the addiction world or mental health world, like for me, I'm killing the secret. I have 2 children that grew up and are recovered heroin addict, meth and heroin addicts, right? I have my own addiction to love and chaos and all sorts of things. Dr. Rob, he checks in. I don't want to speak for him, but as an alcoholic, I believe. And so we are killing the secret of stigma of like how our secrets are the thing that keep us sick. So what are you killing? What is the secret that you're killing?
I think I'm trying. Well, the secret I am dead set on killing. The idea of killing anything is like horrifying to me, so I'm trying to get over it. Here, I think the secret that I am trying to take out to pasture, if you will, is the idea that mental health is only for some people. Mm-hmm. So there is there's kind of an unspoken agreement among humans. Every time I speak at like a corporate event or a conference or a school or wherever I am, there's kind of this attitude in the room. And I even call it out in my TEDx talk. You can see me actually call the audience out, but I can tell there's this general agreed upon idea that, oh, this is for everybody else here. Mm-hmm. This is probably for her. This is probably for this person, but I am gonna, I'm gonna admit that I'm perfectly fine. And you feel like you're doing really heavy lifting by shoving it off to other people. So it's this generally agreed upon idea that you're such a good person for extending this to other people. And I want to kill that and help people understand, imagine if instead of brushing your teeth, you bought toothbrushes for everyone you ever met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What on earth?
I know.
I want people to understand that they are part of, if you have a brain inside of your skull, it applies to you, period.
Yeah. I like it. Guy, we're running out of show, running out of time. I just love that. I love that Cope Notes. I just keep playing in my mind. It's just a great idea. We're running out of time now. So what we're going to do, go to commercial break. We're going to come straight back with all Johnny's details where you can find him. Stick around 1 second. Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Dr. Rob, the Addiction Doctor, and obviously with Jennifer Lovely as usual, talking to Johnny Crowder. Going to put his details at the back. We're going to break real shortly, so you can see him at the bottom. It's copenotes.com. And hit him up on his band website, on Facebook, whatever you want. But absolutely amazing show. Love loads of stuff. Love the Cope Notes. I think the Cope Notes is going to be changing flipping lives for the next 100 years. I mean, it's just a great idea. How many times? I mean, I send random texts out to my guys during the day, but it's not consistent. But I tell you something, Johnny, the amount of times people come back and said, oh my God, why did you send that? So I just sent it out randomly. Oh my God, I needed to hear that. I was just going to go and do something stupid. Oh my God, you must have known. I'm like, oh, wow. It looks like God speaking at once. So I want to thank you for what you do, Johnny. I want to thank you for coming on the show. And it's just been an amazing experience. And I'm going to send you the link, obviously, either in Facebook or email later on. But for now, thank you, Johnny. I'll say goodbye. I'll hand it over to Jennifer.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Johnny, for all that you are in the world. And you know, I think our healing heals everybody else. It starts with ourselves. And I know that you live by example in that way, that your healing, it really sounds like it has literally healed not only hundreds of people, but even your family. It sounds like you're in a really, really good place with that. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being open. And what do you want to leave everybody with?
I'm going to pick two things.
Sure.
The first thing is, Dr. Rob, I'm sorry for calling you Dr. Kelly. I can't believe I did that.
I don't know who that is.
I will repent. But what I really want to pick to share with anyone listening is, this is something I've been trying to call out recently a lot, especially since I did my TED Talk. I've been getting messages that say something along the lines of, I can't because of this reason, or I can't because of that. And I understand where those thoughts come from, but I just want to point out quickly and briefly, I am not smarter than you. I am not stronger than you. There is nothing about who I am that makes my victory, quote, victory over the things I've been dealing with, my progressive victory, exclusive to me. It is not because I am smart. It is not because I am strong or because of my willpower or anything. I am just like everybody listening. And I am 100% confident in listeners right now that they can achieve exactly at minimum what I can do, if not 10 times more. And the same goes for you guys. Anyone who's listening to the show who thinks, well, Dr. Rob has a doctorate. That's awesome. But it is not what equipped him to get where he is.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sending you many, many blessings and love. So nice to meet you, Johnny.
Thank you, guys.
Johnny Crowder's on the show, guys. We'll be back in 2 seconds. Welcome back, guys. My name is Dr. Rob, the Addiction Doctor. If you just joined us, where have you been, first of all? And secondly, stick around. There's another show after this on top of the hour I'll be coming back with, because we're busy today with my usual co-host, Jennifer Lovery. It was a good show. But before we go any further, guys, let me tell you about Living Recovery Interventions. Recovery begins today. Recovery begins together. Give the gift of recovery. We know Travis is a good friend of ours. You know, he knows what he's talking about, from Xanax seizure to a car crash at 120 miles an hour. He survived it, and he's here to pass his experience, strength, and hope on. If a loved one is in trouble, call Travis 801-573-4188, or visit his website, livingrecoveryinterventions.com. And remember, guys, recovery begins today. Recovery begins together. 801-573-4188. Good show, Jen. I like that. I love the coat notes. I love that he's in the band I listened to. Just kind of brought me away a little bit. I had to stay with myself, and because I don't keep going on about it, but I kept thinking, what's he doing? What the hell's he doing? You know, calling his band that. It's like something. I've got a band we're just putting together called ABBA. He's like, and then all of a sudden I looked down at it, and then I looked back again, and I clicked into my iTunes, and I clicked on the album cover, and then there was a picture next to it. I've got, holy shit, it's him. So yeah, that was cool. That was cool, man.
It was fun to see you starstruck, actually, because you know you are, and I mean this in the most loving way, and not to offend anybody else, but Dr. Rob is not normally very impressed.
No, right? It's true though, and you know what? The shows I've been doing, it's been amazing. But you know, you said something right at the very end that I was blown away with. It's like, what do you want to leave us with? Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh my God, I don't think she said that before. Mm-hmm. But then it gives anybody time to go, well, here's the deal, and this is what I'm about, and we love you all, and bang, and it goes, wow, what a great way to finish the show.
Yeah, it's nice. And you know, the thing, it's so funny because I have many friends that are like always, you know, Jen, I'm so happy that you chose me as your friend, because I'm so picky about who I choose to have in my life. And I know that you're the same way. And then, Johnny just sent us a message and he's like, we're family now. And it's like, it's like we all want that. We all want to feel like we belong.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's what he left me with. I mean, that's really what he left me with, is that I belong.
Exactly. Awesome interview, guys. I know you're watching on Facebook. If you're listening to us on Facebook as well whilst driving, we got another one at the top of the hour, another guest, so stick around. It's the recovery morning with Breaking Through Addiction. So we've done 2 so far. We've got 1 more to go. I hope you're enjoying the show. If you are, send us a message.
Yes, please.
We're doing cool. Obviously, you can find myself, Jennifer, on Facebook, and of course recovermecoaching.com. We're doing stuff that nobody else is doing. It's like our trait. We say stuff no one else is saying. We talk about what no one else is saying. Then come to it. We're also teaching what nobody else is teaching. And the combination between myself and Jennifer is absolutely mind-blowing. I want to tell you a little story real quick. Is that me and Jen started working together, but I'd never actually seen her in session. And one of the sessions come through, because we record our sessions so that I can go over it later, make sure that everybody is up to standard, because our personality is just, it was amazing. We got on straight away. But I watched it, guys, and I'm telling you, in 28 years of doing this, with dealing with masters and doctorate counselors and psychotherapists and psychologists, I've never seen anything like what Jennifer does. It's mind-blowing. It really is. And I know that I've had a couple of sessions where I don't know if she thought it was a session, but I have. I keep calling her up and asking her a question, and then she'll give me the answer straight away, and it's phenomenal. So this is what we have to offer, guys. So, if you're in hesitation or you're not sure whether you can afford anything, call us, text us, email us. We'll come up with something for you. Don't worry. So amazing show, amazing guest. Stick around, guys. We're going to be back in about 15 minutes with you. So from my end, I will say thank you for now and pass it over to Jen to say bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.